I was
Yeah.
wondering if you feel like there is a fine line between being concerned with ethics and kind of having the right intentions and the right way of approaching a subject, and kind of an almost dishonest like self-censorship.
I think you're onto the ethics of free speech, something like that. Is that right? Is that the territory?
Yeah, I think
So
so.
there are two things. There are two things to watch here. One is when I'm moderating a debate or interviewing people and so on, I've noticed, for example, in debates around race, that the language is highly charged. So what we try and do in um, making a film debate of this or moderating a discussion is to try and get to the deeper level of what are we really exploring. If you attempt to do the difficult thing, which is broker a real conversation between those people, you're entering a highly charged territory, and you need to do your homework. You need to understand what the codes of that language, and then be able to draw out what people really mean, not to
Mhm.
do something. So if someone, say, had used the wrong word, and you were to cut that and use that in a way to present them, for example, as a racist, that would be something that you could manipulate the medium you're using to do. But would that be ethical? And I'd say no. Have you done your first job, which is to listen more deeply to what it is they're trying to articulate?
It's something that really affects our generation and our way of like relating and communicating even in visual language, and so I feel
Yeah,
like it can be an issue when when you are trying to say something for all the right reasons,
yeah.
uh you know to exact like as you said, like every type of language is supposed to be a space where one can being like, I guess, brave in their
Yeah.
exposing like their point of view, then it becomes, yeah, I think it becomes an issue.
I think
Yeah.
the prize, if you like, is to get to the real debate, not to be hung up on the way that people have reflex responses about, was it slightly the wrong language or slightly the right language. If you're interested in more on this, I I moderated a debate with our Chancellor, Grayson Perry. I asked him to address this issue, and he came up with this word diaphobia, and he called the whole um, uh, event a bad case of diaphobia. And his challenge was to liberals, basically, to say, you lot all think you're so able to listen to lots of other points of view. What do you do when you meet this opinion or that opinion? Do you just shout them down and say they're intolerant, or do you try and attend to understand what it is that motivates these concerns, whatever it is about Europe or immigration or whatever the refugee crisis, whatever the issues of the day? And what I like about that is it challenges us to have a much more robust kind of liberalism, a kind of a way that it's not just about trying to hold hands and pretend everything's nice, which is never going to work. It's about, well, what are our fundamental differences of view? Can we attend to those? And in the world of the film, where you navigate this debate, when we listen deeply, draw out the best from each position, then juxtapose that in the way that we cut it, in order to give an audience a broader experience of what it's like to navigate this stuff.